Hey there, Susan Sanford from Vineyard Complementary Medicine. This evening we're going to talk about students, Slouchers and Slumpers, because I have two students that are home right now and they're doing virtual learning, and I am just super concerned about their lack of movement. They're not going out to recess. They're not having real physical education because it's done virtually. I mean, there's some benefits to what's going on, but they're not moving and they're sitting all day long. They're not getting up and passing in between classes. Like I said, they're not going into recess, they're not getting gym, and they're just sitting. The problem with sitting and our child's growing spine is that you've got gravity weighing down on our spines, and then you've got the counter pressure of our body weight pushing up from our sits bones and our buttocks as we sit all day. That adds up to double compression. And I haven't really done a lot of studies and a lot of research, the science behind it, but as our child's spines are growing, there has to be some ramifications with this compressive force, the double compression, along with our adolescents and our children's growing bodies. So I'm really concerned about that. That being said, I just want to give a few tips to moms and parents out there on what we can do to try to get our kids moving and keep their spines healthy, because our spines are the center of our immune system. All the blood, all the nerve roots that come out of our spinal cord innervate all of our internal organs, all of our structures. And if our immune systems are compromised because things aren't growing properly, then there's not going to be good outcomes from it. So the best thing I can do is to give you some tips on what I'm trying to do at home, as well as the issues I'm finding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you, just happen to go up and check on my son, in between classes, see if he needed anything, what was going on. We bought a really good chair for him for Christmas, and he's on his computer a lot. He's a gamer. This is what I found. It was not posed, and I don't know if y'all have worked with me before. I'm a little crazy about posture. Posture on your phones, posture on your computers. I was horrified. So, I told him, don't move. I ran, I got my camera, I took a picture. But if my kid is doing this, everybody's kid has got to be in compromised situations. So I'll give you some tips on what I'm trying to do. Yes, these chairs are great. They're expensive, but they're only as good as, I guess, the foundation that you put in it. So I'm going to reiterate what I have taught before on other videos. So just start with, and it's kind of cute, so you can kind of work this into your kids' little routine. But if you can just teach your kids, or not even teach them, but just understand the concept that the plumb line is so huge. Ears, shoulders, and your hip bone need to be in a straight line when you're sitting, okay? So if you're leaning back into a chair, all right, and you're just leaning back, I'm sitting up, right? Well, not great, So what I like to teach now is I've come up with a term called the wiggle back, okay? So start with there. It's cute. It's not like yelling at your kid. Say, do the wiggle back. And what you do is you just wiggle your buns back in the chair as much as possible. So here we go. So you're doing the wiggle back. This works in any chair that you have. And you just wiggle your rear end as far back in the chair as it goes, because then you can prop yourself. Okay, so if you're wiggled back as far as you can, now say, I can't slump. So the foundation of your pelvis, okay, so your pelvic bones here, your sits bones, these bones that you sit on under here, jam them as far back as you can in the chair. And if that's all you can do, if that's all you do is to teach your kids how to do the wiggle back, then that's good. And then, if you want to add some support. So even just doing this is better than nothing, because ideally ears, shoulders, and hips are in line, elbows are by your side, your keyboard is at 90-degree angle, that your elbows, when your elbows are by your side, and everything else, your hips, knees, and ankles are at 90 degrees. So you got the plumb line, you got the 90, 90, 90, 90, hips, knees, ankles, 90 degrees, elbows are by your side at 90 degrees as well, and the laptop or the desktop should be at eye level, okay? So that's our takeaway. Keep an eye on your kids, notice their posture, be concerned that they're growing in this position. Okay, there's this thing called upper cross syndrome. That's when you become posturally dysfunctional, that your pecs become so tight, your back becomes so weak, your head goes forward, is stuck, and you then can't physically get out of that position because you've adaptively shortened. It's going to take work and rehab and stretching. Don't let your kids grow like this. Get your kids moving. Get them. I'm going to do a segment. My next segment's going to be, I'm going to just teach you how to open up and to decompress your spine. But the best thing I can say, get your kids outside. I just kicked mine out for the past 20, 25 minutes. I'm like, this is recess. Go get outside. Send them outside. Have them do the wiggle back so that they can have the plumb line and not grow into these deformed creatures that are all hunched over and slumped over. There you go. Do the wiggle back. Get your plumb line, keep an eye on your kids, be concerned about their posture, and get them moving. Thank you so much. Have a great day.